now we are on our road. Oh, there's always ice here, man. Here we go. So, the cornering, oh man, is spot on. And even on a road like this, where you can see it's not as compliant as you want, you still notice them straight away. Yes guys, what is going on, and welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm on the motorway, and I know the title of this video probably has something to do with handling, but let me explain. So cars from factory, even M cars, which are the best driving experience in my humble opinion, they are dialed in with not as much camber as somebody that really pushes on would like. So camber effectively changes the angle of the wheel, meaning the more camber you have, the more negative camber you have, the better your cornering will be, the more grip you get through the corner, because the tire is not going to roll onto its sidewall. So essentially, if we can increase the camber of the wheel by adding negative camber, stay with me, we get more grip. And the stock BMWs, I believe, are dialed in at around 1.2, and some of the M cars 1.5, and I believe this is either 1.5 or 1.8. Now most cars, including this one, you cannot adjust the camber, so you've got to get something called camber plates. So to transform the handling, we are using this. This is the Milway Motorsport camber plates from Williams Performance. There's actually two types for 1 Series, 2 Series, 3 Series, 4 Series M cars. This is the street version. I have had the track version recently on the M240, and I'm going to be honest with you, you don't want that. They're a bit clunky. They give you about 0.3 more of negative camber, so this maxes out at about 3.2, and the track tops out at 3.5. If you're not building an all-out track car, like no road, you're probably better off going for this. If you do already have the track version, I believe you can just get this bit here to replace the one on your track version. This is the street version. You can see in here the bushing that's used isn't metal, and the metal on metal brings NVH, which is what you don't want. NVH meaning noise, vibration and hardness. So it is literally a replacement of this. There are a few bits to remove. As you can see, you've got your carbon fiber brace and your metal brace as well, but it's a fairly straightforward install that can be done on your drive. Again, with this being a semi DIY slash semi review, I'm not going to give you the ins and outs on how to do it. There's loads of channels and loads of videos of how to install it. I will obviously put some beautiful b-roll in, but yeah, we're going to get to work on removing this, then we can adjust the camber, because the stock top mount, I believe, come with, I don't know, 1.5 or 1.2 degrees of front camber, meaning the wheel sits a tiny bit like this, but you still get understeer. And as you can see over here, on my last track day, we ran obviously these tyres, and they did wear the outside quite a bit. So yeah, to eradicate that, we're going to be whacking in the Milway camber plates, and we should be all good. Okay, so as you can see, we've removed the majority of the bits that need to be removed. That glove is on top of a terminal because the brace doesn't really need to come out, to be frank with you. Also, something very, very important to note is this is the 3 bolt. Bearing in mind this is the earlier M3, M4 chassis. There are 5 bolt, which means if your car was made after 2015, you probably have a 5 bolt, but just have a check before you go on Williams Performance and slap that in your basket. Very, very important here is, when we are removing this, you're going to have the plugs, because again, this has got adaptive suspension. Make sure you don't turn the car on without plugging that in. If not, you're going to have errors, and if you ain't got ISTA, you're going to be like, hey Mark, is it alright, you can book me in, mate, I've got an error, the car's a chassis. Yeah. Mark's going to be like, mate, we're booked till September. So yeah, make sure you check that out first. Okay, so the next thing you can see I've done, I've removed the drop link, because obviously we're going to lower this jack over here to allow the damper to drop. Because all we need to do next is simply undo this nut that's at the top, holding the strut into the top hat, and then slightly lower the jack as mentioned, and we should be good as gold. And then the top hat just needs to be released with these bolts. I believe they're 13mm. But yeah, make sure you also get all of these out of the way. So you've got your ABS sensor, your brake wear sensor, all of these cables, all of them out of the way. And I believe on the passenger side as well, there is the headlight leveling sensor just over there, so make sure you undo that as well, because if you try and push that down and break it, you're done. Now, as you can see, we've got two little dimples here which resemble these two dimples, so 1 2 1 2, so we know which way it needs to go. And also it does tell you left and it does tell you right. This is obviously for the left hand side, bearing in mind the passenger side is what we call the left side in the UK. So yeah, the next thing we need to do is install these. So these are the studs. Previously there were helicoils in these holes on the camber plate that you just put an M8 or an M10 Allen bolt through, but now they've changed it into these, which I prefer anyway. So that's going to just screw into the bottom and essentially use this to clamp it down. It is going to work, believe me. It doesn't look as strong as these bolts, but they do work, obviously, otherwise Milway won't be doing them. Also, I recommend to get some form of thread locker, not necessarily the hardest one, which is red. This is blue, even though it's green on the bottle. Blue meaning that it's going to stop anything coming loose when the car vibrates or when you're proper pushing on. So yeah, it also comes with these bolts, because you won't be able to reuse the standard E-bolts for the top of the metal brace that goes over here. But yeah, other than that, install and enjoy. Okay, so we've roughly finished the install. So to install these, where these are studs, very similar to how you'd install a stud conversion on a hub, you had to use the 2-nut method. So you put 2 nuts on, tighten it down, and there you go, because if you do it by hand, they're just going to drop out. You can see everything has been lined up. The only thing with having an M car is that you get this metal brace. On the previous cars, you could just adjust the camber off the fly, but if I'm going to adjust the camber, I'm going to have to remove this, which makes it a tiny bit of a faff, but it's one of those things that you have to do if you want to look after your tyres. But yeah, that is about it. I'm super happy with the install because nothing broke. I still have to do the other side, so yeah, let me not say that, but yeah, you know how it is. I'll see you guys in a sec. So now, once you have fitted the camber plates, the first thing you notice, especially if you've got an M car, you fitted it on an M car, because bear in mind you can find these for M lights and M cars and other brands, the steering weight is immediately stiffer, but in a good way. It's more responsive. And bearing in mind, with this being an M car, you've got 3 different settings for your suspension, for your steering, and for your throttle response. And I drive in DSC off when I'm pushing on. Steering weight is in comfort. Suspension should be in sport, in comfort, but I like it in sport just because it gives me a bit more confidence regarding rebound. So now we are on our road. Oh, there's always ice here, man. Here we go. So the cornering, oh man, is spot on. And even on a road like this, where you can see it's not as compliant as you want, you still notice them straight away. And there is no MVH, because when you do change the camber plates, you're going to probably get a bit more vibrations for the road, because the stock top hat is made for comfort and it isn't adjustable. So if having that bit of adjustable movement, it's not going to be as compliant. But with this being a street version, it is spot on. No MVH through the steering wheel. The car feels exactly the same when I'm driving along now. But when you start cornering at speeds that you normally corner at, you notice that the car rolls better, and you probably could hold the throttle in a lot better and a lot longer than you usually do. Didn't think the suspension could be improved, and to be honest, we're just on Motec springs. The compliance is spot on. The cornering, yeah, this is what we needed. And bearing in mind, this car has been on track quite recently at Snetterton. We kind of destroyed the outer edge. I did tell Mark, let's get it done first, but Mark was like, no Tim, what you want to do? Let me do his accent. He's like, no Tim, what you want? I can't do his accent. It's the softest voice in the world, but there's still a bit of aggression in there. Mark's like, trust me, you've seen Mark. We've seen Mark in the gym, lifting like 100 kg on one arm. Like, he's an aggressive man, but he's obviously soft-spoken because he's a sweet boy. But yeah, we decided we wanted to take the car to do a baseline run, see how it feels, and know what we need to do next. Springs are fine. Probably we'll need to change it out for coilovers at some point, but for now, this setup is bang on. I think the next thing we're looking at is probably to do more with grip, whether that's going to be interior grip, you know what I'm saying, or whether we're going to be talking about, I don't know, more road grip, which would be in the form of upgrading the tyres. But yeah, get on the website and order yourself a set of camber plates. that grip, man. Wow. Oh, cornering. Oh man. Yeah, this is what we like. This is what we like. Hey, give me that. Easy now. So guys, hey, that has been, what are you doing, bruv? Come on, man. Is that how you're gonna do it? Is that how you're moving? Christ. So that has been the video, guys. I'm actually on my way to finally getting something to the car that I've wanted for quite some time. You can see the weather is changing. We are getting better weather, meaning not as rainy. So hopefully we're going to be able to go to a few more events, and to do that we need this car in top condition. So yeah, I will leave you guys on a cliffhanger, but the next video, a big video, bear in mind, on the M4 is going to be a big one. It definitely is. But yeah, guys, I hope you had a great week. I hope you have a great day. And as usual, if you have enjoyed the video, smash the thumbs up button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. And one more, I'll see you in the next one. God bless. Wow, this thing is a beast. All right, who we cussing today? Max, straight up. We ain't got to even think about that. We definitely are going to be cussing Max. Max. What has Max done so far? So Max is currently trying to sell a TV. So anyone that's interested in the TV, hit up my boy Max. What happened is he had his M140 and he was driving, and then he had a check engine light. So he thought that you need to plug a computer into the car to check it. He got his monitor, hot wired it to the battery, which is in the boot on the M140, and he was thinking that it would just show the codes on the screen, but obviously he's fried the screen, so now he's trying to sell the screen. So yeah, the screen is actually broken, but he's trying to sell it. So yeah, good luck Max with the sell.